What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Golf Podcast USA Network. I'm Brett Smith, and today's episode is a little different because I want to take you behind the scenes and tell you the story why I started building Golf Podcasts USA, what I'm trying to create, what I've learned so far, and what I want this network to become. And I'll keep it simple. Local golf stories deserve a national stage, and my mission is simple: get you fired up about golf. If you've ever searched for Florida golf, Oregon golf, or Texas golf and thought why it's weirdly hard to discover the best local golf, this is for you. Quick news before we go deeper. On the pro side, there are storylines starting to take shape. You can feel it, like who's trying to gear up, who's hungry, who's trying to reinvent. But the bigger story, the one that matters most to us, is what's happening everywhere else. You go to the driving range right now, it's packed. You go to a Muni, it's full. You go to a simulator spot, it's booked. Golf is exploding, and the weird part is discovery hasn't caught up yet. We've got more golfers than ever, but strangely, it's hard to find the must-play course 45 minutes from you. That's the gap I'm trying to fill. Not for TV golf, but for real golf. And here's the angle I want to plant a flag on. The best stories in America aren't always coming from TV towers. They're coming from small-town pros who keep the community playing, the assistant pro grinding 60 hours a week, the superintendent fighting the weather and budgets to keep the greens rolling, the high school kid who's making varsity, the weekend group that has the same tee time for 20 years. That is the heartbeat of golf, and that's the stuff I'm trying to build this network around. All right, here's the moment it clicked, and honestly, it starts way earlier than the business idea. I got my first clubs when I was 5. My parents would take me to the range, and I just fell in love with the feeling of it. The sounds, the routine, the little moments when you peer one and it feels like magic. When I was 12, I was so into it, I'd be in the front yard hitting wiffle balls, just trying to learn how to shape shots and control contact with whatever space I had. And by the time I was a senior, I wasn't just playing. I was the captain of my high school team. So golf has never really been a phase for me. It's been a steady thread throughout my entire life. And that's why this idea hit so hard, because I know what golf can do for people when they feel connected to it. When I was a teenager, my first job was in golf retail. I lived in that world. Golf clubs, grips, bags, gloves, golfers coming in every day talking about where they played and where they want to play next. We sold these guidebooks, the kind that say Golf in Washington or Golf in Oregon, and those books flew off the shelf. Because golfers just don't want scores, they want discovery. They want to take a different exit. They want a new course to fall in love with. Fast forward, and I realized something. We have more content than ever, but not enough content that is actually organized around where you want to play, around your state, around your trip, around your weekend. So I had this idea that wouldn't leave me alone. What if every state had a home-based golf podcast, a place where Florida golf or Michigan golf or Washington golf isn't a scattered mess, it's a show. Course spotlights, local news, travel ideas, tips. Not corporate, not overly produced, just real and consistent. And once that idea hit, it stopped being optional. It became a mission. Now let me tell you the part that nobody puts in the trailer. Building this has been scary. And because you're building something from scratch, you don't get the permission slip first. You don't get the official approval. You don't get the guarantee. You get doubt. You get late nights where you're asking, is anyone going to care? Am I crazy for building a 50-state network? Can I actually pull this off? And then I put out an episode anyway, and that's been the grind. I'm not doing this to become famous. I'm doing this because I want golf to become discoverable. I want the beginner golfer to have a place that feels like home. I want an intermediate golfer to find their next course and get hooked even deeper. I want local golf to stop living in the shadows. And here's what surprised me. The more I build it, the more it feels like it's not just a show, it's a map, a network that allows you to travel through golf state by state, and it gives local golf the spotlight it deserves. And I'll be honest, when you're building something like this, you're also building yourself. You're building discipline, consistency, belief. You're learning to take a hit, keep moving, and ship it anyway. That's what Golf Podcasts USA is. All right, let's make this useful before we close. Here's an on-course tip. 2 easy swings. If you're having a rough day, here's a reset that works. On the tee, don't try to stripe one. Hit 2 easy swings in a row, the kind where you finish balanced. Golf gets better when you stop trying to force good and start rebuilding simple. Here's the next one. Take a mental reset. Get back to normal. After a blow-up hole, don't chase it. Your job isn't to make it all back. Your job is to get back to normal. Normal is fairways. Normal is 2 putts. Normal is a bogey sometimes. Normal keeps you in the round. That's how you lower your scores, fewer disasters. So yeah, that's the real story. Golf Podcast USA is still early, but it's real. It's growing, and I'm committed to building the biggest local golf podcast network in the country. Because local golf stories deserve a national stage, and our mission is simple: get you fired up about golf. If you're listening, do me a favor. Follow the show, share it with one golf buddy, and message me the course in your state that everyone needs to know about. And if you're a brand, a course, or a travel partner, and you want to reach golfers locally and nationally, you know where to find us. I'm Brett Smith. Thanks for listening, and always remember to tip your cart staff.